If you're watching this at 2 a.m. because you saw another headline that said, AI replaces this artist, hi, you're not crazy and you're definitely not alone. Take a breath. There is so much panic about AI right now replacing artists. But as you're watching this video, remember this, AI cannot replace you. In this video, I want to talk about artificial intelligence, what it is and what it isn't, the art of Frida Kahlo, and what art is and what art actually does, and why your art matters now more than ever, and why quitting now would be a huge mistake. I want to talk to you today as a working artist who uses AI in my workflow and still believes deeply in the creative human spirit. Because here's the truth, AI can mimic creativity, it can simulate thinking, but it cannot live a life. And art without a life behind it is just slop content. AI is not a little brain in a box that's thinking. It's not asking itself, what do I feel like painting today? Most of the AI tools that we're talking about are basically just really sophisticated autocomplete. So text models that are predicting the next word in a sentence, or image models that are predicting the next pixel or visual pattern based on your prompt. These AI models are trained on huge data sets of human created work. Our paintings, our photos, our fan art, our sketches, all that we've been uploading to the internet since the 90s. So when you ask AI to create a surreal painting based on the style of X, it's not having this magical epiphany. It is remixing, blending, and averaging patterns that it has seen before. And does it look clever? Yes. Can it be useful? Absolutely. I use AI in my workflow, and I have a video about how I use AI here. But is AI thinking? No, it's not. It does not grieve, it does not fall in love, and it doesn't wonder what life means, although it can simulate all of those things. And that gap, that is where you as an artist live now. One of my favorite modern artists that you might know about is Frida Kahlo. And the beauty of her work is that you cannot separate her body of work from her actual lived life. That bus accident that shattered her spine and her ability to carry children. Her fluid identity as a queer Mexican woman. The radical political circles that she moved in. Her tumultuous relationship with Diego Rivera. Her paintings breathe with an intense authenticity. You can feel the wonderment and the suffering and the deep frustration that only a person who has lived a rich and complex life can feel. And Frida Kahlo's data set wasn't the entire internet. It was her shattered spine, her lost pregnancies, the countless surgeries, her lovers, her politics, her Mexico. And your data set is just as specific. Your family, your health, your queerness or your neurodivergence, your weird job that you had at 22, the person who broke your heart in such a way that you still can't really talk about it. AI doesn't have all that. It only has what we've already made. Could AI spit out a JPEG of something that looks like a Frida Kahlo painting? Yes, it could, and it already does. But could it have created Frida Kahlo's body of work from scratch? No, because if you love Frida Kahlo's paintings, it's not just because of the colors or the composition or the symbols that she uses in her paintings. It's because you also know the stories behind her paintings. And that deep human understanding is not a style, it's not an aesthetic, and this is the part that AI really cannot touch. Art is not just pretty visuals or clever ideas. Here's how I think about art now that AI-generated images are a very prevalent thing in our everyday lives. I think of art as a mirror that reflects our fears, our hopes, our desires. And the artist holding up the mirror is a person who is also tangled up in all of those different emotions and lived experiences. If you have experienced such heartbreak that you feel your your chest crumble, if you've felt the disorientation and confusion that comes from losing a loved one suddenly, if you've felt that delirious and floating quality of your first love, congratulations, you are a human who has lived a very rich and complicated life that we feel in our singular, precious bodies. AI does not have fears, it does not have a childhood, it does not have a family, and it definitely doesn't have a body. And here is a scary and weird twist. More and more AI content is training future AI models. So what we're getting right now are AI images based on AI images based on AI images. So if humans stop actually making art, we will end up in this loop of copies upon copies. And that's why one of the most radical things that you can do right now is keep making your weirdest, most specific, most you art. If you feel discouraged, I totally get it. It can feel like, why should I spend 20 hours to paint a painting when ChatGPT can spit out a JPEG of the same exact thing I wanted in 20 seconds? And the reason is this: when you are making art, you are not competing with a brainless, soulless machine. In fact, making art isn't even a competition. You are documenting a human life from the inside. No amount of data can replace your vision, your childhood, your timing, your memories, your dreams, your body. The future does not need infinite generic AI slop. The future needs artists who are willing to sit down and make their work, and who are willing to say, this is what it feels like to be alive right now, in this body, in this era. That's you. So what do we do with all of this? A few things. You should keep making your work, not to compete with AI, but to stay in dialogue with other human beings. Grow into your specificity. The more personal, local, embodied, and oddly specific that your work is harder to replace by a generic AI prompt. Engage with AI, not as a replacement, but as a tool. There is a lot of hate for AI right now, and I get it. But as an artist, I feel like I need to at least engage with it so that I know what's going on with it. So when you are using AI, make sure you use it really intentionally and never offload your own creativity or your own vision. Instead, let AI do the other stuff. Let it help you organize thoughts. Let it help you outline things. Let it help you format things. And remember, your thoughts matter. The stories that you tell yourself about your art shape how you show up to make your art. So if you keep repeating, it's all pointless, AI's already won, that's not the algorithm talking. That is you sabotaging yourself. And when this video ends, please don't go doom scroll more AI discourse. Instead, do one tiny human thing. Maybe sketch a moment from your day. Maybe take a reference photo of something that you love. And that's it. That is you choosing to stay in the game as a human artist. So if you've been quietly grieving or rage scrolling AI art on Instagram, I hope that this video is a reminder that your art is not obsolete, and you as an artist, you are not obsolete. And let me know in the comments, what is one artwork that you want to make in the next year, not because you're competing with anyone or anything, but because it's yours. And if you want to get a broader understanding of why it is so difficult to be an artist in this digital age, please watch this video about techno-feudalism. I break down exactly what it is and how artists can escape this modern day serfdom. Thank you so much for being here, and now go make something beautifully human, and I'll see you in the next one.